What's going on, guys? It's Toki. I'm back with another video, but today we have a little bit something different for you all, as I'm going to be starting a new series called Stop That Mon, where I provide viable sets for viable proven Pokemon in the VGC 17 current meta. I'm going to provide you viable sets for Pokemon that are already proven in the meta that stop other very extremely popular and powerful Pokemon currently in the VGC 17 meta. So I do hope you guys enjoy the kind of unique, different series that I wanted to do for you all. As I know there's a lot of analysis series, a lot that are made by more well-known people in the VGC community than myself, such as the 2016 World's Champion Wolfie Glick, or someone like Cybertron, who also has lots of accolades to his name and just has a very all-around, very quality channel. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different to hopefully still get your guys' viewership and hope you enjoy what I'm trying to provide for you all. Anyways, though, thank you for supporting the channel today and supporting this video. If you do end up enjoying the video, please do leave a thumbs up, as that means a lot to me. Thumbs up shows that you enjoy the content I'm producing. It lets me know you want me to continue this series, and it means a lot. And you can always still subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that you don't miss out on other episodes of Stop That Mon. So I thought we'd just get right to it. I don't want to hang you guys here too long, as we are just providing counters to a very popular Pokemon, so I don't want this video to be that lengthy. So first we're just going to go over what makes Kartana so good, and quickly we're going to go over its new favorite item, as there was a meme that came out that was like, new year, new me with Kartana. I was throwing away the Focus Sash and putting on the Assault Vest, and the reason for that is that everyone seems to be opting for that Assault Vest now, as they do realize it's a better item for all of Kartana's matchups over Focus Sash, as mainly other than HP Fires offer powerful special attack stats and stab fire type moves are kind of the only two things that kill Kartana, considering that you can run a decent amount in its special defense, even though it's so small and bad. It looks like with 31 and 31 is its special defense stat and 59 is its HP stat, but if invested pretty well, you can live a lot more hits than you would consider, like Tapu Koko's Thunderbolt in electric terrain. Lele's Psychic, even though it's resisted, still it's very powerful. Lele's Psychic in Psychic terrain, you can live those attacks, which will then allow you to be much more threatening than you would otherwise if you were just running Sash, as Sash just obviously lets you live that attack, but overall though it kind of seems like a waste, since you're never actually getting all the way down to the actual Sash, other than when you're getting hit with like these stab fire type moves or HP fires. So lots of people are opting for the Assault Vest, so I thought we'd start out with the standard Assault Vest set, which is Smart Strike, Leaf Blade, Night Slash, and Sacred Sword. Just such solid coverage for the entire meta. Night Slash for Marowak and any other ghost types you run into. Obviously Metagross also doesn't appreciate a Night Slash, and there's another Pokemon doesn't either, I can't think of it right now. Sacred Sword for all the different normal types, such as Sylvaney, if I said that right. Other Kartanas, Snorlax, and Porygon 2, what's it called? Togedemaru, and it hits South Stila, not too bad, so just solid coverage. Then your two stab options in Leaf Blade and Smart Strike hit lots of things and just solid coverage in this year's meta, so really nice. Just a standard set of the 252 in attack, 252 in speed to be as fast as possible with that jolly nature. So just very solid, and after a beast boost obviously you're going to be doing huge damage to a lot of things. So just a very solid Kartana set to consider. Then we have a more different, well, not a different, more different, just mainly a different EV spread, just a more bulky Kartana, as this allows you to live even more hits in your special defense stat, but also still be really offensive, as we're just going with an adamant nature now, which puts you at 228 in attack, which is barely less than 233, which this jolly Kartana has. So really not that bad. But then it also allows you to put 252 in your HP stat, which is a lot more than the 134 compared to this 166 we now have. So that really does allow us to live a lot of different hits a lot better. Obviously, we're not running any speed though in Kartana, so this is something to consider. It will be a decent amount slower than normal Kartanas will be, but more bulky and still able to hit a lot of things hard, and still at a very solid speed stat, as 129 It's no 177, but it's still nothing to laugh at. And then last but not least, we just have the standard Pokesash Kartana, which is the most popular one when we started out. And this one's just missing the Night Slash coverage, but has Protect instead. And that'd probably be the only reason why you'd run Sash Kartana, is just if you felt the need that you really needed Protect for your Kartana. So not bad. We're going to move on now to the Pokemon that we think, or that I think counters Kartana pretty well, that is currently proven Pokemon in this format. And first up on the ballot, we have Arcanine. And I think this Arcanine set is just the perfect Kartana counter, due to the fact that Arcanine's a fire type, which does resist both the Kartana stabs options. Also, Arcanine gets an ability called Intimidate, which lowers Kartana's attack one whole stage, which is also really nice for dealing with Kartana. Then Arcanine's so bulky, as it has just very solid defense stats, with both being 80 within a 90 HP stat, which is just really solid overall, especially when you add in the fact that it gets Intimidate. Then it gets Citrus Berry, so it can live attacks and still be around when Kartana thought it could just Sacred Sword it, and then Lele can Psychic it, but it lives both of those, still around, and then it Flamethrows your Kartana and takes it out. And yeah, just a very, very solid Pokemon in the meta overall, but really solid on taking out Kartanas. This set specifically is running a lot of HP bulk and then special defense bulk, so that you can live a lot of special attacks that get targeted on Arcanine, due to a lot of people realizing how powerful it is at just staying alive and just wrecking havoc with putting Will-O-Wisp, burning physical attackers, and snarling special attackers, and just bringing their attack down and roaring out Trick Room setters. Just so much Arcanine provides for a team, so it does have to, a lot of people do target it a lot with their special attacks, so just a lot of special attack investment with that Calm Nature and 140 and special defense I meant, so that you can live those special attacks much better. 112 in special attack, so that obviously we don't need that much to Oko Kartana, but even if it is a bulky Kartana, but the point of 112 is just so that we take on Stila a little bit better. When I use a prior team on our Climbing the Ladder series with Arcanine, I was running no special attack investment, and I thought Arcanine was a little too passive that way. I think it needs a little bit more special attack investment, just so it's not so passive offensively, because there does become times where you do want to go a little bit more offensive with your Arcanine, and I think 112 solid for that job. Much more effective than no special attack investment, because that just wasn't doing enough when the Pokemon wasn't weak to fire. But overall, yeah, just so much this Arcanine set can do, and just the #1 Kartana killer, and the fact that it resists both its stabs options and it's able to lower its attack one whole stage. Just so solid. Moving on though, we move right into Torkoal, which is a Pokemon that is kind of dropping in usage. Just it was very popular early on when people didn't really know how to deal with Oranguru plus Torkoal, as a Trick Room would just get set up, and then once Trick Room was set up, Torkoal was just able to fire off eruptions and completely and then instruct. Oranguru would instruct into the eruption and it would obliterate an entire team. But that has fallen off a little bit because one weather's combination has become increasingly more popular in Double Duck, which is Pelipper plus Golduck. That's become very, very popular, and that just a lot of people are just opting for a lead that somewhat deals with Torkoal in something with like a Goodra or something, and then they'll just switch in their Pelipper and nullify the Torkoal's sunlight, and just kind of make Torkoal a lot less effective. So people were starting to play against Torkoal much more smarter, and people were trying to oppose its weather with another weather team. And then people are running Wide Guard a lot more, and as you can see, this Torkoal really dislikes Wide Guard, as its only single targeting fire type move is Fire EMZ. It going for the Fire EMZ Eruption or Heat Wave, that's its only single targeting one. So Torkoal really doesn't like Wide Guard at all. And then some people are also just playing, they're playing Oranguru smarter. A lot more people running Taunt on their Pokemon, and Oranguru's no Porygon 2. It can't run an Eviolite and also can't run Recover, so it really doesn't like being double targeted. So it usually runs that Citrus Berry so that it can live being double targeted by some of the most powerful Pokemon in the meta. But when you give it that Citrus Berry, that means that it can't be taunted if it doesn't have the mental herb. and that kind of ruins the whole Torkoal Rangaroo thing if you can't get up Trick Room. So people just start to play against that so much better, and that's why Torkoal's kind of fallen off a decent amount. However, though, I think Torkoal's still extremely strong if used correctly. I think it's still one of the best Pokemon in the format, considering that there's almost nothing that could switch into a eruption, an eruption in Sun if Torkoal's at full health, because of the fact that eruption does lose power when Torkoal isn't at full health. But yeah, there's almost nothing that can switch, that wants to switch in on that. Even Fire MZ, Torkoal OHKO's Marowak, which is absurd. So yeah, almost nothing wants to switch into that. So I do feel like Torkoal can still be a good Pokemon when used correctly. You just gotta play around it a lot better than people were doing before, because people were just being very simple-minded and would just always lead Torkoal or Rangaroo and would just get a Trick Room and then they just instruct into their Torkoal and it would just be game. And people just aren't having that anymore. Lots of people have adapted to that team structure and they're just playing against it a lot better. But if you get Trick Room up, Torkoal is still the go-to answer for taking out Kartana. Kartana can't do anything to it. Torkoal has a 140 defense stat, so it takes all of Kartana's attacks, especially its 2 stabs options that resist, just like Arcanine. Takes those so well, and then it's able to just decimate, absolutely decimate Kartana's life with either of its fire stab options. So Torkoal's a solid Pokemon for dealing with Kartana. Moving right along into our first non-fire type Pokemon is going to be Stila. And I really like mixed Stila. Obviously, offensive Stila just within itself is a solid Pokemon, and this set can go either way of Life Orb or Leftovers. I think more people would like Leftovers. I personally like Life Orb more, but I can see people liking Leftovers just for the fact that Stila is extremely bulky, so you might like the fact that Leftovers allows you to live one more hit, even though you're not running Leech Seed at all or Mega Drain. Mega Drain or Giga Drain, even though you can consider Giga Drain over Energy Ball if you would rather have a move that gives you a little bit more health back. I like the overall consistency of Energy Ball over Giga Drain, and that's why I'm running it. But Mixed Stila is able to still get it still is able to OHKO a lot of Tapu Lele sets, especially if you're running Life Orb. You guarantee the OHKO on almost all Tapu Lele sets. If you're running Leftovers, then it's a roll. If it's bulky Lele, it's always going to be a roll. But all you need is 16 if you do have the Life Orb, or just 16 if you're fine with the roll. The roll's still in your favor. I think it's still a 16 or 62.5% chance. Let's go special. Mixed attacker. And only go 16. I'm gonna go bulky with Tapu. Alright, not even necessary. Alright, so we have a 164 in HP and a 92 in defense. This is not even Life Orb, Stila. And oh, it's because it has a brave nature. Obviously, you're going to not be brave, you're going to be modest. So you have a 6.3% chance to OHKO this type of Lele, this pretty bulky Lele. So that actually roll is not in your favor. So that's why I kind of tend to lean towards the Life Orb on this set, due to the fact that now that's a guaranteed, just went from 6.3% chance to OHKO to now a guaranteed OHKO on this Lele. So you do OHKO majority of Lele sets. Even that bulky of a Lele set is a little not as used, considering there's a lot of Scarf Lele's going around, considering how strong Scarf Lele currently is in the format. But Heavy Slam, Energy Ball, Flamethrower, with a Life Orb, you actually are able to pick up the OHKO on all Gastrodons, and you're able to also hit other Stilas extremely hard with Flamethrower, and then like I said, with Life Orb, you also knock out majority of Tapu Lele's, almost all of them. You knock them out with a Heavy Slam Life Orb, unless it's just absurdly bulky and HP on special and defense. You should definitely still take it out. So just I really like offensive Stila for taking it, for not only the Stila mirror or just the meta as a whole. I think it has a solid matchup against the entire meta, but specifically for Kartana, it really is able to take on Kartana really well and kind of catch your opponent a little off guard. Moving along, though, we do have Salamence, and this is just going to be the standard Salamence set that Wolfie did use for his team that consisted of a Salamence. But I still think this Salamence set is so strong, as Salamence itself provides Intimidate, which obviously is just so good for taking out Kartana. Obviously, Arcanine has that too, and Arcanine was my number one Pokemon for getting rid of Kartana. But yeah, Salamence knocks its attack stat down one stage, and then it's also carrying that flamethrower, which even a very bulky, as I can show you, even a very Kartana, AV, and then 204 in special attack. Flamethrower is still going to OHKO even this 204 Assault Vest Kartana spread. So that just shows how powerful Salamence is and how powerful its Flamethrower is going to be towards Kartana. And then obviously you're running Dragon Z just so that you have practically 2 Draco Meteors, but the first one not lowering your special attacks down 2 stages. So you really do, it's like having 2 first turn Draco Meteors, which is extremely nice. Then you can always sub up and if you predict stuff. So I still think this set is extremely nice, especially for taking out Kartana specifically, bringing it on Kartana. And Kartana just really doesn't have coverage for Salamence, as Salamence practically resists its entire move spread that it can go for. So Dragon Flying being a solid typing to deal with Kartana. Not the best for taking on the Ice Setters and Vanillix and Lola Ninetales, but definitely solid for taking on Kartanas. So definitely a Pokemon to consider if you're having trouble dealing with Kartana, especially if you just have no Intimidate at all. Salamence is definitely a Pokemon I would say to consider. Moving right on along, we move to another Dragon type Pokemon. This is one that's starting to also see a loss in usage, just like Torkoal, as people are just opting for the other 2 dragons a lot more than they are for Goodra, as Salamence just provides Intimidate, which is really, really nice. And then obviously it gets the double Draco combo, which I feel like it utilizes a lot better than Goodra ever would be able to utilize that, especially with its speed tier. And then it's just a better substitute Pokemon, just has a lot more going for it than Goodra. And the same thing with Garchomp, especially with its typing, which there's not really many ground types to even choose from. So Garchomp's just going to be a solid Pokemon throughout the meta, in my opinion. But what Goodra does provide is just an enormous special attack stat. So you just take on the, especially with an Assault Vest, you take on the mini special attackers in the format just so much better. So obviously Poison with all the fairy types that are very strong special attackers, Poison coverage is something really to consider. But the team that this Gastrodon was used for already had Poison coverage. I think it was running a Alolan Muk, so it wasn't really necessary to have Poison coverage. It was more to hit other things. So you can obviously take any of these moves, you could take out like Dragon Pulse or something and put in Poison coverage if that's what you feel your team specifically needs. But Sap Sipper, obviously, because if you're running a Grass Weak Pokemon like Melodic or Gastrodon, mainly Gastrodon, that really baits the Leaf Blade from Kartana, you switch this Gastrodon in the Kartana slot, you get the +1 in attack, so that makes your Power Whip even more powerful. And then now you just got your Goodra in for free, and now you can Flamethrower away the Kartana and just start to do a lot of damage to your opponent's team. And then just going over the spread or the moves, pretty much just Dragon Pulse is just so you don't -2 your Draco Meteor, you don't -2 yourself before you even go for the Dragon type attack you really want to go for. Power Whip for Gastrodon, because this was made when Gastrodon was extremely popular. It's starting to fall off a little bit too. And then Flamethrower for all the Steel types, especially Celesteela and Kartana. And 252 in HP, just to be as bulky as possible in HP, 108 in attack. Well, we gotta reconnect real quickly. Alright, that was annoying. But 108 in attack so that you take on Gastrodon as easy as possible. 12 in defense to take a few hits better. Don't remember exactly what. And then 132 in special attack. That allows you to, obviously you don't even need that much investment to OHKO Kartana, but it allows you to just deal with Stila much better than you would otherwise. And yeah, just lots of investment in HP just to be really bulky still there. And then you do have the Soul Vest, so you don't need an overwhelming amount of investment in special defense, so only 4 in special defense. Those Soul Vest plus Gudra's absurd special defense stat, what even was it? A 150 special defense stat should be fine. But moving on to our last and final Kartana killer, or Kartana feigner, to keep it PG for the kids, we have Magnezone. And Magnezone naturally isn't the best Kartana killer, but if you're running Scarf Magnezone, you have a solid Kartana killer because Magnet Pull disallows Kartana to switch out, and like I stated previously, a Soul Vest Kartana is the most popular Kartana, and with a Scarf that allows us to outspeed. We do have to be timid though. We can't be modest, which is a little unfortunate because that'd give us even more attack power just overall, which would be really nice. But we do have to go timid to outspeed Kartana. But even if it's 204 in special defense, we still have an 87.5 chance to OHKO. And this is a very unique Kartana spread that Watt's Pokemon came up with. Definitely not the typical one you see. Usually doesn't have this much investment in special defense, but you still have an 87.5% chance to OHKO, which is heavily in your favor. And just the normal Kartana Assault Vest spread, or just the Sash Kartana spread set. You're gonna OHKO both of those. Obviously, you'll bring the Sash one down to its Sash, but still, though, you're still gonna be able to outspeed it and hit it and catch it off guard. And that might just be all you need to turn the tide of a game around, considering that Scarf Magnezone isn't something that's really well known. Gavin Michaels already used Choice Specs Magnezone and showed how good that can be, and then Wolfie used Leftovers Substitute Magnezone and showed how good that can also be, but we haven't really seen Scarf do much of anything yet. And I do think with now Kartana becoming so popular in the format now, Scarf Magnezone X has a place to be more of a counter for that. And yeah, HP Fire allows you to get the OHKO on the very popular Soul Vest set, so definitely something to consider. Then you still have very powerful flash cannons that are now going to be faster than a lot of Pokemon that are usually faster than Magnezone, so there's some other Pokemon you can maybe catch off guard. And then you still have your Volt Switch and Thunderbolt, which are really nice stab options for like Stila and a lot of other electric type weak Pokemon, or just pro Pokemon in general. And then you can also Volt Switch your way out of bad scenarios. Obviously can't Volt Switch off of ground types like Garchomp, which is mainly the main one, but still you can Volt Switch out of there. I have seen a lot less Alolan Marowak currently, because I do think it's dropping in usage, and Alolan Marowak is arguably, if not Togedemaru, I guess too maybe, but we do have HP Fire to at least do something to that. But I think Alolan Marowak is definitely the best answer to Magnezone, other than the fact it doesn't take a Flash Cannon extremely well, but Togedemaru does, so maybe Togedemaru is a better answer. But one of those two, Marowak's a solid answer to Magnezone, but I have seen it dropping in usage a lot, so that makes Magnezone even more viable as a maybe Scarf user and an answer to all those Kartanas that you see running around all over the ladder. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, just Magnezone, Gutra, Salamence, Stila, Torkoal, and Arcanine. Very solid Pokemon in the format that all counter Kartana decently well. So all these Pokemon you can consider throwing on your team if you do have a weak spot against Kartana, or if you think your team just has not been performing well enough against Kartana. All these Pokemon are up for you to consider adding to your team so that you can improve your Kartana matchup. And I think they all do a very solid job of taking on Kartana. And Kartana in itself, we already went over how freaking good that Pokemon is with that 181 attack stat. Just so solid, especially with its speed stat, just to rack up so much damage. And then obviously its Beast Boost brings it to an absurd level after it's taken a Pokemon out. Anyways, those guys, I appreciate you watching this episode of Stop That Mon. I do hope you enjoyed it, as this was fun to make. It was fun for me to even come up with probably two more sets that I normally wouldn't use. I came up with those sets for this specifically on dealing with Kartana. I definitely might even try them out myself. Can't wait to see if you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching though once again. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. For now though, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Stop That Mon. If you enjoyed though, please do like and subscribe to the channel for more episodes. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.